What's up everyone, how's it going? This is Wad. Hope you guys are all doing well, and in this video we're going to be doing an unboxing and quick look of the brand new Phantom 4 from DJI, the company that made drones pretty much famous. Now this is really special because it's one of the first generation smart drones. It has a lot of different capabilities. We're going to be taking a look at what comes inside the box, and then we're going to go for a quick flight test. So if you're interested, let's get right into it. Now the packaging on the Phantom 4 is pretty darn amazing. They really spent a lot of money and time developing this thing, and you can really even tell from the packaging itself. Even the handle over here has a nice little padding, so carrying this box is a really quite pleasant experience. But let's get right into this thing. Open up the top. Okay, looks like we have some kind of styrofoam clamshell encasing. Ooh, wow. Look at that. So that's pretty much like a little carrying case if you wanted to use it as that. I'm not sure if it's rugged enough to do so, but pretty darn nice nonetheless. And looks like to open it up, we just basically lift this up, twist it, and the whole thing should open just like that. Looks like there is a little bit of a hinge there, so you could use this as a carrying case. And first things first is the Phantom 4 itself. Beautiful. We'll take a look at this in more in-depth detail. Let's see what comes inside though. We have obviously the radio here. Looks very similar to the Phantom 3's radio. Controller that comes with the Phantom 4 is very similar to the Phantom 3 generation controller, or the Inspire 1. Has a little bit of a glossy finish, which is definitely kind of nice. We have record button, gimbal controls, camera controls, as well as exposure control. So pretty standard stuff. Power on and off switch. And then we have obviously a charging port for the internal battery. So that's nice there. You can put your smartphone tablet right there, which is cool. Moving forward, we have a couple of extra props. Okay, so there's 8 props over here. So you have basically a spare set to the ones that you're going to install. Great stuff. Moving forward, we have charging cables. This adapter looks like something you would use to power a MacBook. So, and as you can see, there's kind of a different port for the charger as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how this thing charges. And last but not least, we have some paperwork. So with all that done, let's actually take a closer look at the Phantom 4K itself. Okay, so here is the Phantom 4 over here, all of its glory. They've definitely changed the overall design compared to the older generation Phantom 3. One thing that they've completely kind of re-engineered and redesigned is the battery. We have a larger battery, should give us almost 30 minutes of flight time. Going to be really impressive if that's actually true. And the cool thing about this battery is you can see that there's actually some venting going on right through, so cooling performance should be pretty good on this thing. And also it has that updated charger that we looked at as well. So we'll take a look at charge times, and obviously you can measure how much juice is in there right now. Really nice green LED lighting effects. So we'll put this back in. Now, continuing forth on the bottom end of the drone, you can see that we have a couple of different sensors. Firstly, you have stereo cameras, as also some ultrasonic sensors. So this is going to make it self-aware of its environment. And you can see that also on the front area, you have stereo cameras as well, which is going to give us depth analysis. And basically, we're into the world of machine learning, where this drone will actually monitor all of its surroundings and will actively avoid obstacles and different sketchy situations that you might find yourself in. So you can actually full throttle, put it towards yourself or to a tree, and it should hopefully avoid things. And we'll do some tests, obviously. The camera itself is looks very similar to the previous generation Phantom 3. Same thing with the gimbal. Not a huge difference in terms of camera quality itself. Fairly similar overall image quality. They say that the low light should be improved. You also have obviously included micro SD card. And this one over here is 16 gigabytes, which is enough to start out with. Obviously, you can fill it up with more if you want. Now, furthermore, one other thing that they've changed is actually the design of the props and the prop holders themselves. So basically, it's more of a Loctite system. So you basically press it down rotate it and it's locked into place, no more spinning it around. So installation is actually surprisingly easy and pretty straightforward. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a size comparison, here is a Phantom 4K. This is actually the Phantom 3 4K. And in terms of most regards, looks like dimensional wise, the 3 is slightly smaller. It actually feels a little bit heavier. But overall, looks like, you know, they've kind of copied most of its design. But in terms of flight dynamics and the technology that you have over here is a huge step up from anything you're going to find on any of the Phantom 3s. So what we're going to do now is basically probably upgrade the firmware and software that runs everything. And then we're going to go for a flight test. Okay, so now we've updated the firmware for the Phantom 4. It took about 15 minutes, pretty straightforward and easy though to do so. We're going to do just a compass calibration. So all of our sensors are aligned right. And to do so, we're just going to do the drone dance. So we're just going to rotate it this way. And then we're going to rotate it this way. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start recording. And we're recording in 4K and 30 frames per second, and we can move our gimbal as you can see. I have a GPS lock, and let's go ahead and fly this thing. So we'll initiate the motors. Everything looks good, and we'll go for a takeoff. And it looks great. You can see how steady it is, and it's keeping its location pretty locked on the target. And let's go up ahead and go a little bit higher. Just go for a quick pan around. And you can see the video quality looks pretty darn impeccable, very similar to the Phantom 3. And we'll come right back down. If I can turn it off that way. And looks like I can. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and stay tuned for more Phantom 4 videos. We're going to obviously have a full review as well as a more in-depth flight test. So make sure you're stayed tuned to the channel for all that stuff. But other than that, thanks so much again for watching. We'll see you later. Take care.